This is AJ's Journey, and I'm doing this in August. Purpose of these videos is as they always have been on my channel for the AJ, and that is to give you a helping hand in Second Life, perhaps, and by comparing it to mine between my real life and my Second Life, and my Second Life to my real life, to give you some helpful hints, and I know you can relate. We all can at one time or another. I've been on SL for years and years. My experiences might just help you out. Today I'm going to be talking about relationships in real life and SL. I'll give you a little background on my real life because our real life does bleed into Second Life, and our Second Life bleeds into our real life. We can't hide who we are at the core. Some people run to SL, think they're going to totally recreate themselves. However, you are what you are in both worlds. The more years you're on Second Life and logging into Second Life on a regular basis, the more you will understand this. Relationships. My relationships in real life. I've only had one marriage in real life. I married, I was not quite 20, almost 20, just rubbing next to being 20 or on the verge, so to speak. I did not really date too much. My high school experiences I've talked about before, I believe on part 1. So I was pretty naive about things, if you get my drift. I was a pretty serious person, and there's reasons for that with my family background, but I was always trying to be extra responsible, extra mature. I was so much younger in my family. I hung around older people just naturally. So my siblings were older. I think that probably had an effect on me, acting more serious and more mature than my age. My real life, I was close to my real life family. It was important. My mom was like my best friend, my listener, my shoulder. My dad, I was close to him, but he's a little bit different person. I don't know how to describe him exactly. He's very creative. He didn't have much education in real life. But he was a strong person too and forceful. My mom, she was a gentler spirit. She was pretty serious herself. My sister was my next sibling up. She was about 14 when I was born. So she was a teenager doing her own thing. But she was very outgoing, boisterous, more like my dad, never met a stranger kind of person. My brother, he was older yet. He was a serious type. I mean, he didn't really have much of a social life. His idea of fun was books, science fairs, music, played music, learned, self-taught on various instruments. At one time I asked my mom, I said, who do I take after? Am I more like my brother or my sister? And wisely or not, she just said, you're more of a blend. You're a blend of both of them. Which, that would have been a compliment because my brother was very focused on studies and got his PhD. My sister, she could care less about education. She was all about people, the way things appeared and looked. Now, why do I tell you that? Well, it's obvious it's going to bleed into my Second Life. The way it's mostly bleeded into my Second Life is I do like a family in Second Life, and I like people in that family that I'm close to. Seeing them on a regular basis is important to me, having them log in on a regular basis, having creative, curious people around me. That's always been important to me in SL. I like to be doing things. I don't like to be the one that has to drag people along. I just kind of think, they're going to read my mind. But people don't read your mind, so you have to be open and willing to visit with them, tell them things, share with them, find out about their lives. The secret to strong friendships is not just tell about yourself, which my ex in real life, he would do that. I mean, conversations were all centered around him, and he wanted to be the focus of attention. There are some people like that in SL. And most people, I don't know, wear is thin. You can tell how wonderful you are to people all day long, but they're more interested in you delving into what they're like. Find out what they're like, their dislikes are, a little about them as human beings and avatars, of course. Now, in Second Life, how does this relate? Well, surface relationships in SL, some people come here for just surface relationships. Obviously, that wasn't going to fit for me. Perhaps it fits fine for you if you're an occasional user or you don't care to have anybody really close and serious. You're fine with just surface relationships. You don't want them involved in your real life in any way, shape, or form, and that's fine. Some people are content with that. Friends, family, some people want close friends and they hang out with their groupies, so to speak. Maybe you'll find them sitting on the beach with a cluster of 5 or 6 friends. Maybe it's what they consider family. Family in SL can consist of like your bloodline people. People are involved in that, or I don't know. People get into that DFS farming and they form cliques in there. Clubs are the same way. If you're working a club, you get to know the people there. They become like family. So that forms closer relationships than just the surface ones. Some people delve deeper into even a closer relationship, such as a partner. If they're partnered for very long, chances are they're going to be sharing their personal information in real life with a partner eventually. Some people do this too soon. Yes, you heard me. I've experienced people that meet somebody in 2 months, they think, oh, I'm really close to this person, we're going to meet up. And I'm thinking, you don't really know the person in that length of time as avatar to avatar to go into a real life situation with them. It's much different in real life than it is Second Life. And some of you think that everything's exposed and you know them. No, you don't in that short a length of time. My advice would be, if you're going to form a really bond with somebody that you want to carry over to real life, give it time. If they're not willing to give it time, then I would move on. That's just the way it is. The surface relationships in SL, beware. They're not going to expose too much, by and large, of their real life. And you can't depend on what they say, quite frankly. They're going to feed you a line of bullshit oftentimes, and people say, oh, they lied to me, later on. Don't be surprised if they lie to you. That's what people kind of do here, especially if you're forming just surface relationships. Friends, family, you expect more from. You get to know them a little bit better. Now, family, if you're having kiddos in Second Life, they can run the gamut. My experience is you're not really going to know much about their real life. And they're not going to want to expose a whole lot. They come here to be kiddos, to get away from things, to have fun, hop, skip, and jump, and they're good. And that's fine. Friends, you expect a little bit more from. You confide in them. beware what you confide, especially until those friendships are more tried and true. Again, I would give them time. Why? Well, again, remember my real life relationships? I tend to form close, serious bonds with people here and in real life. So, yeah, I'm cautious about that because you can be hurt. You can confide things and then realize they're using it against me. One week you might be close to somebody in SL. The next week they might be mad at you. And oh my goodness, what will you do then? So think about these things. My experience in Second Life is, yes, I've partnered up. My current partner and myself have been together going on 5 years, and I'm satisfied with that. And I hope he is too. Sometimes you wonder about people. I have trust issues, and there's reasons for that. Many people do after being in SL for a while, quite frankly, just because of SL. You learn to trust somebody, and then they disappear, or they hurt you, or something goes wrong. So there you go. Be careful with your trust. Trust is earned. I had only one person in all of SL tell me, I trust everybody until they prove otherwise. And I'm thinking, it's totally opposite of me. How about you? Do you trust people right away until they break it? Or do you kind of go along with the factor that they're going to kind of have to develop that trust, earn that trust? Be sure you share, like, subscribe. I appreciate it. Comment. Keep your comments nice and helpful. If you have things you want to share and your experiences are far different than mine, or you'd like to add something to my experiences I've shared, feel free to do so. All right. Have a great day, and I'm signing off.